Hey guys, so the Miss Italy pageant made headlines recently for banning trans women from participating in the competition. But before we get into the details, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell if you don't want to miss any of our videos. Okay, so the official patron of Miss Italy, Patrizia Mirigliani, told Italian station Radio Cusano that, quote, "Ever since it was born, my contest has included in its regulations the specification that one must be a woman from birth." She also stated that the Miss Italy competition would not jump on the glitter bandwagon of trans activism. Now, this shouldn't be a controversial statement. It's a competition for women, so it makes sense that only women should be able to participate. But if men can participate in women's sports, it's not a surprise that they are entering women's beauty pageants too. The reason why it received so much attention was because the statements came soon after the news that Ricky Collet became the first transgender woman to win the Miss Netherlands pageant. A biological male won the Miss Netherlands competition. I thought they already had beauty competitions exclusively for transgender people, like the Miss International Queen competition, which started back in 2004, which ironically was also won by a Dutch trans woman this year. I guess dominating one pageant was not enough for the trans beauty queens. Anyways, the Miss Italy organizers' comments seemed to anger a lot of people. Over 100 transgender women signed up for the pageant to protest the ban. Trans activist Federico Barbarossa, who is a trans man, started the protest when he signed himself up for Miss Italy. He felt that the female from birth rule showed how out of touch the pageant is. He hoped the protest would dismantle an outdated fetish for biology and so-called right bodies that often leads to dehumanization of trans people. It also doesn't seem like the ban would have much effect either way, since the Miss Universe competition is owned by one of the richest trans women in the world. The Thai business tycoon went viral for their speech during the Miss Universe 2023 pageant.
Miss Universe organization from now on is gonna be ran by women, owned by trans women, for all women. For all women really around the world to celebrate the power of feminism.
Run by women, owned by a trans woman, for all women to celebrate the power of feminism? This person is not a woman. Why are these people clapping and cheering? Because a trans woman is in charge now instead of Trump? It's just one biological male replacing another. There's literally no woman in charge here. How is this a win for women empowerment or gender equality? And by allowing biological men to participate in a competition that was meant purely for biological women, you are taking away their opportunities, their chances to win and succeed. Imagine the number of women who probably have trained their whole life to enter this competition just to be beaten by a man, since that's what the current cultural climate would push for. But according to the trans activists, allowing trans participants in such competitions only serves to increase the visibility of trans people. In an article titled "Why We Should Celebrate the Crowning of a Trans Miss Netherlands," journalist Emma Flint stated that a trans person winning the crown champions their successes. It places a small amount of hope on the scale that is so heavily weighed down on the other side. To those of us who live outside of the gender-conforming narrative, the future of our community can feel dishearteningly bleak, and that's because across the lives of trans and non-binary community, there is one constant element, that of struggle. It's rare you see successes discussed, let alone celebrated. Now, this might have been true like in 2012 when the first trans woman was allowed to participate. Jenna Talakova became the first trans woman to participate in the Miss Universe Canada competition when the rules first changed in 2012. Since then, Angela Pons, who was Miss Spain, became the first trans woman to participate in the Miss Universe competition in 2018. Catalina Enriquez won the Miss Nevada title in 2021. Another trans woman who made headlines was Brianne Guen, who was crowned Miss Greater Derry 2023, a local scholarship pageant under the Miss America organization. The inclusion of trans women is especially controversial considering the driving force behind the Miss Universe competition, which says the Miss Universe organization exists to advocate for a future forged by women, women with the courage to push the limits of what's possible, who are curious enough to make world-shaking discoveries and audacious enough to do this over and over. We believe that the future of humanity rests on reaching gender equity around the world. So they want to create a future forged by women, giving women the courage to push the limits and save humanity through gender equality. But they are trying to achieve this by letting biological men not just participate but beat biological women. How does that make sense? How can you have a future forged by women if men are taking over women's spaces? Biological men pretending to be women have been dominating women's sports, the makeup and fashion industry, endorsements, and just about everywhere else. It's hard to scroll through social media for even 5 minutes without coming across a post related to the LGBTQ community. To be more inclusive, sex-specific words such as women, females, and mothers have been replaced by gender-neutral ones like cis women and trans women and chest feeders, pregnant people, etc. The gender ideology movement has been erasing women altogether. The word woman has no meaning anymore. If you feel like a woman, you are a woman. No questions asked. So, what do you think about this? Should trans women be allowed to compete in Miss Universe contests? Can their participation be considered female empowerment? Let us know in the comments below. Also, if you like this new format, let us know by liking and subscribing to our channel. Until next time.